got our guest Isaac Balvich on the show today. I'm excited to talk to Isaac because he is a young entrepreneur. He actually became a real estate agent, but has now pivoted more towards his auto detailing business, in and out auto detailing. I want to talk about that at the end, Isaac, but give me the intro, give the audience the intro of you and how you got into real estate. Like give us that rundown.
So basically, I wanted to get my license right when I turned 18. Actually, I was going to college at UND. Then I moved back to NDSU because I wanted to kind of ended up doing something with my life. So thought real estate was definitely a good start. So I took that. I took the course and did the test and passed. And then so by 19, I had my license, and I was kind of like, well, I was renting at the time, and I was like, well, I'm not going to tell these other people to buy houses when I'm paying $500 a month in rent, basically. So then I had my license, and then I finally my broker actually showed me a house. She kind of knew I was looking somewhat. I was kind of scared of the process, but it ended up working great. So I ended up buying the house. It's just south of NDSU. I got it for a really good price. It was off market. So if you're a realtor like Kyle can get you some good off market deals, I would definitely look for those especially. But then basically I kind of house hacked it. I didn't fix it up too much. I just didn't want to be paying all the mortgage because I have a shop that I have rent for right now as well. So I didn't want both on me if possible. And so my buddies actually go to college at NDSU. I'm actually online as well. I graduate in May. Thank God. But they ended up, they wanted to rent as well. So I got two other roommates. They're both paying $550 each. And then we also have utilities. And then one of them moved. He's actually deployed in Syria right now, but luckily with some army benefits, he's still paying that $550, and nothing's coming out of his pocket, so it's kind of solid there. Then I ended up paying about $400 to $500 a month with that, so it's better than my mortgage, which is like $1,500 compared to paying $400. So.
Yeah, and I think we need to make sure the audience understands, like, that's a house hack too. You can get a single family house and subsidize the mortgage payment having roommates. That's the season of life you're in. And it can be an amazing way to get into real estate, lose a bunch of the risk, right? You don't have this big payment to make, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I want to go back to, Isaac, is you said you wanted to get into real estate. You thought that was a good idea. And so you end up getting your license. I get this question a lot. Like, hey, I like real estate. I think it's a thing I want to know more about. I should just get my license. Like, what's your take on that?
There's so many people that say that and like end up buying the course and then don't finish it, or they can't pass it because they think, oh, you passed, so I think I could pass or something. It's not the easiest test of your life. It's actually, you have to study. I studied for like 6 months, and I ended up having to take the test a couple times before I passed, which was fine. You can take it as many times as you want, but you got to pay each time. So, and I was prepared to take it 100 times if I needed to, just to pass it. But luckily I only needed a couple times, but yeah.
And I mean, you essentially wanted to get more knowledge about it. You wanted to get in the game. Do you feel like getting your license was a good way to do that? Or if you had hindsight 2020, now you're kind of moving into more of your business, do you feel like you would just stay on the investor side and use real estate agents instead of become one? Like where are you at with that?
Well, the problem with investing in real estate is you actually have to have money to invest.
Yes.
So you have to figure out a way to do that. And I feel like being a real estate agent is the best way to learn kind of the market. You have access to the MLS, which will tell you all the houses on the market, and you can network with other realtors to get off-market access to certain houses as well. So that's something that you could just gain more knowledge if you want to invest in real estate. You can get your license and learn more about it before investing to figure out which, like commercial or residential, or kind of what is the best area for you as well.
Yeah, that's really good, man. And again, that question comes up. So it's kind of cool to talk to someone that's been in it. Now, you said you're moving away from that a little bit, but getting back to your real estate investment, You've had this property for a couple years, got it for a good price. The market's gone up. It's been, we've got nice appreciation in Fargo that you've experienced. Now talk to us about like your exit plan. Like how is this real estate investment going to end up impacting your life, your business, kind of like the impact it has had on you?
So since I bought it at a pretty good price off market, I actually have like $70,000 in equity in only 2 years, which I mean, some people, that's what they make in a year or two or whatever. And that's like me doing nothing. I actually didn't even have to like really do anything. I painted the cabinets in the kitchen and that's about it. I mean, I know people who buy properties and live in it and fix it, and they get a lot more money doing it or the same amount as what I did. And it's just really about finding the best deal and having the right connections to do so.
Yeah. And so you've got this nest egg that because, and you've had a place to live, and your friends have had a place to live, and you have this nest egg. I think I don't have to go through the list of why real estate investing can be really beneficial. There's also a bunch of hard parts. You had to own a home, and there's probably been stuff that's happened too. Anything come up for you in your 2 years of home ownership? Is there any like what's the worst thing that's happened? Maybe this is good to break down some fears out there.
Honestly, it was about 2 days before I closed. There was a little water leaking in the basement. And so luckily it happened before we closed. So the seller paid that 2,000 to get it all safe, so it didn't leak anymore. Everything waterproofed as well. So that was kind of good. But luckily I haven't really had anything. The furnace is original. And that thing like is going strong. I mean, it's like 1980 something house. And that thing is unbelievable. It's better than probably most new ones. But
Yeah.
the AC I thought was going out, but it honestly just needed a repair job on one certain aspect. So I didn't have to do anything for that, but I kind of just added small things like I have a 3-stall garage. That's kind of what, like, I need a garage. I need a nice garage or a
Mhm.
3-stall garage. So I insulated that. That was really about it. Other than that, nothing's bad has actually happened to me. Surprisingly, with that old of a home, you kind of think, and that's kind of what I was scared about when buying as well. I was like, oh boy, I'm buying this old house, it's gonna fall apart. But no, you have to overcome that fear and you just have to think, oh, nothing's gonna happen to my house, and nothing will happen to your house if you take good care of it, you don't trash it, and just do a good job at maintaining it.
Yeah, and it's funny how often some of those old school appliances, like the older style furnaces and water heaters, actually were built to last. You know, that's kind of a funny story. And quick hack that you noted, it's smart to close on your house or show and go look at houses during like springtime and fall time when it can be like wet season. I've heard that hack before. It's like, hey, have you ever been in your house when there's like it's been raining for 2 days? It'll tell you a lot about how the house performs. That's just like a quick little side note hack. But so yeah, Isaac, tell us quick about are you thinking about keeping this as like a building a portfolio around this house as you move on, or are you going to sell this and kind of roll the funds? What's your plan going forward?
So I didn't really follow the 1% rule, I guess you could say, on buying it. I don't think I could usually, so let's say you buy a house for 200,000, you with the 1% rule, you want to be able to rent it out for at least 2,000, and that's something I probably can't get, unfortunately. But I didn't really think about that going into it. I was just kind of more so on building equity, which I have about 70,000 in equity in only 2 years, which is pretty solid. I plan on selling it this spring, summer, kind of when the grass grows green. That's when everyone's moving and start buying a house again. So then I'm gonna roll all that money into my new detailing facility that I'll be building here in Horace as well.
Okay, so you're using it as a launching pad into your detailing business, which is pretty cool, man. Like that's an amazing look back of like, hey, I am able to now increase capacity, have a new shop for my business because of this one single family home that you bought.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't want to discourage people either because everybody hears the story of like, yeah, when I bought that and now it's worth this. Well, like that's going to be the story in 2026 when we look back on 2024. That's just how our market has been. We just see nice appreciation. Is it going to be 70? Is it going to be 30? Is it going to be 100? We don't know the number, but our values in our area continue to move forward nice and steady. And so, I always say, like, when you look back and you're like, man, that person has awesome appreciation. They bought at the right time. Like, the right time is just sometime in the past. And you have to make that decision now in order to get that return, So it's not wait to buy, it's buy and wait. I mean, that's kind of the buzzword out there. But um, Isaac, this is kind of fun to talk about with you. Someone that's using real estate and the house hack methodology to keep your lifestyle costs low, build equity and investment, and then roll it into something that really could take off for you, which is your detailing business, which I want to give you a shout out for. Like, tell us about your business. Tell us how people could find you. And I know you're even working with bigger things like dealerships now. So even if anybody's working at a dealership or part of that network, our listeners are a wide variety of Fargo-Moorhead residents. So this could be good to just get the word out.
Sure. I started in auto detailing on the shirt. There it is. There's our logo. I started it about 3 years ago, and I've been doing it full time for about a year and a half now. We do paint corrections, ceramic coatings, detailing. We're about to be doing paint protection film and tinting as well. So that's kind of what we'll be moving into once we're moving into our new shop here this summer. Right now we're doing cars for Gateway. That's a big dealership in Fargo. We're trying to get more dealerships, Corwin, Kia, any dealership in Fargo, really. If you're looking for some more detailers, if you have any overload, hit me up. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Just search In and Out Auto Detailing. We're also on Google. We have over 55-star reviews. The only detailer in Fargo with all 5-star reviews. So that's solid.
Let's go. That's amazing. And hey, if you're listening to this and you're part of one of those dealerships that he mentioned and you're looking for detailers, hey, you heard it here first. You got someone raising their hand. They got a cool operation going on. And Isaac, I just want to, we've talked about this before, but I want you to give just a quick, like, deep dive into just like a mini dive on like protecting the paint on your car. Cause you've done like specific classwork on this to learn, like, that's like in that ceramic coatings category. And like people, I don't think it, like, the common consumer like me doesn't even know that this exists, but it can be a really cool thing to protect your car, right?
Yeah, for sure. So basically a ceramic coating, whether or not you think you need it or not, you need a paint correction, even if you have a brand new car and transport with that cloth cover over it, it still gets micro scratches all over it. If you're a guy that really cares about your vehicle and protecting your investment, I would highly recommend doing a ceramic coating. It's basically like a glass layer on top of your clear coat. It prevents against like rust, corrosion, fading paint, all that kind of stuff, bug splatters, basically burning through your clear coat. It'll basically cut all that out. And then moving into paint protection film, that's basically going to prevent against rock chips. The PPF that we are using, it's ceramic infused as well. So it's basically like a ceramic coating on top of your paint protection. And a lot of people get that on the front ends, especially here in North Dakota, where you get a lot of rock chips and salt all over the road in the winters and people kicking up things left and right. You wanna have your vehicle protected, because in the end, it'll definitely pay off when you go to sell that vehicle.
Nice, nice. I feel like people don't know that stuff, man. That's really good. And the cool thing is, like, you have specialized skills and not everybody can do what you do. And so I'm sure that takes a lot of detail and time and expertise to put that coating on cars.
Yeah, for sure. We had to go get certified, our first paint corrections and ceramic coatings. We went to Colorado Springs. We're certified through Show Car Auto Spa out of Colorado Springs. We have access to the ceramic coatings that, let's say Kyle, he doesn't have access to the ceramic coatings that we use. They're very high-end commercial that cost a lot of money as well. So that's why our services aren't cheap like some other people. But same with, we just went and got certified in Naples, Florida as well at Detailers of Naples. You can look both of those guys up on social media. They're huge detailers, and we are fully certified through them for paint protection film as well now. So now we're just kind of, it's a waiting game for our plotter to get here So we're able to kind of just print it out and slap it on the car.
Cool, man. In and Out Auto Detailing. This is Isaac. They're going to have a shop this summer down in Horace. So a local member of the community that has an awesome business that he's growing. Isaac, dude, this has been a fun conversation. Talk a little real estate, talk a little business. It's fun to just get to spotlight you. Hey, I know we had a little technical difficulty too here, but I'm super glad we got to have the conversation, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
For sure, yeah. Thanks for having me. And also, if anyone's looking for a job, hit me up. We have a mobile unit as well that will be going to people's houses and companies' houses as well this summer. We're looking to add some more employees. If you like cars, we would prefer if you have some experience, but if you don't and you can hustle, I'll be able to tell very quickly if you can. So just hit me up. My phone number is 701-412-6472, or DM us on any of our socials and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hey, that's awesome. If you heard that here, if you're looking for a gig and want to align with some up and comers in the area, definitely take Isaac up on this. Isaac, we'll let you go, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it, Kyle. Thanks for having me.